This is a Roman salute. Now, it's clearly the end salute. Wrong. This is an Asperger's syndrome gesture. This trick is called narrative contingency framing. It's a scientific method used by mass media to manipulate you into believing anything as truth. Open your fridge. You didn't freely choose these foods. Someone framed them as superfoods or low carb or raw paleo. So you bought the narrative, not the food. The same goes for your wardrobe. You bought certain clothes because media framed them as old money or quiet luxury or clean girl aesthetics. Look at this sharp ironic crease in my pants. The media framed it as a symbol of old money because that's how rich people's tailors iron their pants. So I bought them believing they would make me look more classy and elegant. This guy is clearly a murderer, but some extremists frame him as a rebel against the system. And if you scroll through certain corners of TikTok, you'll find women framing him as bad boy thirst trap. Even this video might be my attempt to frame myself as a smart guy worth following. But in the end, the ultimate decision of what the frame is should be yours. Because as Elon Musk said, you are the media now.
The way this coach gets up is something his elite players couldn't do, because bending the elbow to get up is not allowed. So what's the secret? First, hands together, put it on the ground, feet a bit wider, then I can't bend the elbow. But when I tried it, it automatically bends. I tried switching the arm, but no success there. So I rewatched the video and noticed that the coach seemed to only push his hands into the ground. So I gotta focus on tightening the arm and just pushing. But when I tried it again, it seemed like there was more to it than just pushing. So I compared my try to the original, and that's when I noticed that our hand placements were completely different. So I tried to position my hand first and move my body to the side rather than putting it far away. And on the next try, before I get up, help us to get to 50,000 followers by the end of the year, because I just revealed the secret.
Did you know that the average person can only balance on one leg with their eyes closed for about 15 seconds? Now, before you get up to immediately try this to prove that you are in fact better than average, because that sounds so easy, there are 3 rules that you have to follow so we can properly compare you to the people that did this in the study. First, you have to take your shoes off. This has to be done barefoot and there are no shoes allowed. Second, you're not allowed to use your arms for balance. Instead, you must keep them crossed over your chest the entire time. And third, at no point can the leg off the ground touch the leg that is on the ground. As long as you're following those 3 rules, feel free to close your eyes and lift the leg and see what you got. As a physical therapist, I work with my patients on balance quite a bit. Also, as somebody with size 16 shoes, I feel like I have really good balance, but even for me, this was harder than I expected it to be. And the scary part is your balance will only continue to get worse the older that you get. I know this table is kind of small and hard to read, but it basically says that if you're less than 40, you can probably do this for about 15 seconds, but once you reach your 50s, it's amazing if you can do it for 10, and when you're in your 70s, it's amazing if you could do it for even 5 seconds. And since balance is incredibly important to maintain as you get older in age, it's a good idea to start working on exercises that challenge how well you can stand on just one leg.
Need help with pull-ups? This tip is the secret to easier pull-ups. The pull-up activates a ton of your upper body muscles, but the whole movement starts at your hands, so how you set your grip matters.
You see the difference between right up here, where my hand is fully gripping the bar, and then there where the fingers begin to slip. The problem, as you can instantly see, is as the fingers slip, you have less leverage. You're pulling with your fingertips, and that's much harder than if you have your hand wrapped all the way around the bar. So to achieve that strong position where you get a lot of leverage, I think the knuckles pointed up to the sky. Just like this is your sweet spot. Knuckles to the sky, pull. There you go.
How strong do you think this guy is?
Let's ask people how strong they think you are.
I think they'll probably think I'm quite weak.
Comment down below how many pull-ups you think he can do. No cheating.
How strong do you think this guy is?
I would say average, stronger than I am.
I don't think he's that strong. I don't see anything that makes him like look strong.
How many pull-ups can he do?
6 on a good day.
7.
7 pull-ups.
Yeah.
How strong do you think this guy is?
Not very strong. Small legs, a beard.
A beard? You have a beard. Based on looks, how strong do you think this guy is?
By the look, I would say benching around 70 kilograms.
So with my sister guessing,
I don't think very strong, but he also doesn't look skinny.
and my brother saying,
like 8 pull-ups or something. I think body weight he's pretty good at.
let's see how strong he actually is.
So the people thought you were average and you could do around 5 pull-ups.
I can do 5 pull-ups. I can do this. That's another one. What? Is this even a thing? I think I can do that.
And what about push-ups? Clapping push-ups, handstand push-ups.
What? Planche push.
I think you can do 5 pull-ups.
I can do so many pull-ups, but I can't do a single muscle-up.
And that might be because pull-ups are very similar to muscle-ups, but they're also very different. An obvious key difference would be the target. For a pull-up, I'm trying to get my chin above the bar, and then for a muscle-up, I'm aiming to like my lower chest. But mostly because pull-ups are vertical and muscle-ups are kind of curved. We need to get our body around and on top of the bar. This is also why the semi-false grip is so important, because we can pull a lot higher with it. The action of a pull-up is mostly vertical, and our elbows can kind of come behind us. The action of a muscle-up is mostly inwards, and our elbows come in front of us. You're using your elbows as kind of like a guide to get up and around the bar. The only other thing I would suggest is a slight elbow extension to kind of press yourself on top of the bar. So, with all that in mind, just compress inwards and pull really hard. This is the goal, and it's just a press from here.
How do content creators create those fake drone shots?
Oh, that's easy, man. You can do it in a couple of seconds. Check this out.
Open Google Earth Studio and create a new blank project. Select your project's planet, dimensions, and frame rate for the video. Then click Start. Click on the search icon and type in the exact location you want for your shot. Use the preview screen to adjust your camera position and rotations until you're satisfied with the view. Scroll down and click on Add Attributes. Then check the boxes for time of day and clouds. Adjust the time of day and weather conditions, and here we go. Your drone shot is ready. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. I'm doing it right now.
This is a pattern interrupt hook.
I can't take it off.
This is a visual hook.
I'm 23 years old and I made over $953,000 this month from...
This is an emotional trigger hook. Most creators think that going viral is just luck. But after generating over 200 million views in the last year and a half, I've boiled it down to 5 scroll stopping hooks that will make you go viral. I just dropped a free YouTube video breaking down these 5 hooks and the psychology behind them. Comment hooks and I'll send it over to you.
Your triceps will never reach their full potential if you only do these exercises. You see, we used to think that press downs, close grip presses, and traditional skull crushers were best for targeting the medial and lateral heads. Those two heads beef up the triceps from the front and the side. And we used to think overhead extensions targeted the long head, which beefs up the back of your arm and hangs down on a front double biceps pose. But this new study found that the overhead extension caused the most growth across all 3 heads. It caused 1.4 times more muscle growth than the press down. Does that mean you should only do overhead extensions? No, including other exercises like the press down and the kickback is still a good idea for getting enough sets in. Plus, exercise variety is important for proportional development. An overhead movement like a cable extension, dumbbell French press, or modified skull crusher should still be your #1 picks though, and contrary to popular belief, they're not just for the long head.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms.
What is the weirdest advice you have heard that is strangely effective? 1. To improve your posture, pretend that you are shooting lasers out of your nipples and trying to aim at people's heads. 2. Blinking twice when reading info from textbooks to sort of mimic photographic memory works for me for some reason. 3. Do jazz hands in front of wasps and they'll fly away. You'll look like an idiot, but it works. 4. If you can't fight the fear, do it scared. Got me through a lot of anxiety. 5. Don't beat yourself up forever. Beat yourself up once, then move on, said by Mr. Homer Simpson. 6. How to unclog your nose. Close your mouth and pinch your nose so you can't breathe. Shake your head up and down until you need to breathe. Remove your hand from your nose and inhale. I've been doing this for a while now, and it's pretty effective. 7. Holding your breath for a prolonged time is extremely effective at getting rid of a boner. 8. If looking for something in a low light environment, try using your peripheral vision. I saw it in an old World War II manual about aerial combat at night. It has something to do with how eyes work. It has helped me many times over the years. 9. Fail quickly. As in, if your plan may not succeed, better to find out next week than next year. This helped me quit a suffocating job and dig into my own business. 10. Rinse your cereal bowl straight away. That stuff sets like concrete. 11. It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. The older I get, the more I understand this one. 12. If you want to buy something, wait 24 hours, and if you still want to buy it afterward, then buy it. This has really cut my impulse buying and has made saving money extremely easy. 13. Put a small stool under your feet when pooping to mimic the natural squatting position. It changed my life, literally during the first week after my discovery. I had a strong urge to tell all my family and friends about it but had to restrain myself because of how weird that would sound. 14. When writing an email, leave the recipient field empty until last. 15. Don't give excuses unless they ask for it. For example, if you are late for work, just say that you are late, not why you are late. 16. Get someone to warm up to you by asking them for a small favor, not by doing something for them, but by asking them to do something for you. I have no idea why this works, but it does.